the two guys who head up Forge Manufacturing. So Forge, if you didn't get the opportunity to see a second ago, is a company that creates 3D objects from a computer file, which is fascinating. And joining us now are the two guys behind it, Adam Dukes and Bryce Vandensteel. It's good to see you, gentlemen. Thanks for being here. This is exciting stuff, because when people think of 3D printers, they think of, like earlier in the show we talked about the Jetsons. Like, you never think that there's a printer that could print three-dimensional objects, but you did it. Now, let's talk about, first of all, how you two met, because you two are characters. How'd you come to be that you guys would team up to do this?
I reckon it was more almost like a midlife crisis. We went to high school together and went to separate colleges for 10 years, and then called each other up like, dude, did you see this YouTube video? And yeah, no, let's do that. And
one thing led to another, and we talked about a second ago, is about the dog toys, right? You wanted a creative line of dog toys, but you realized just how difficult it was. So you found out through YouTube that you needed a three-dimensional printer, and then you drove to Tampa because what, you needed to see it and find out how much it cost? Was that the start of the business?
Yeah, I you know, don't always believe everything I see on TV or YouTube, and decided, you know, let's go to Tampa and see this thing, and that was the closest. And then I was like, oh, this is awesome. And then, you know, I think he had visited the next weekend and
checked out Jacksonville. I was in St. Louis at the time and wanted to make sure it was a city I could be happy in.
And so you guys decided to stop what you were doing, and you were full-time doing something else, and you dropped everything to go buy a 3D printer to set up shop, literally in downtown Jacksonville. What did that take? Because part of this series, what we want to do is inspire other people who are watching now to say, you know what, you can pursue your dreams. The American dream is, you can get it. You just got to put forth a lot of hard work. So what did it take for you to go buy the 3D printer and to start it up here? And I know that's a really big question because it's hard to fill in probably a 30-second soundbite.
Well, it seems like a lot of people talk about starting a company in your garage. And for us, that was about 10 months, I guess, on the couch, trying to figure out the software side of it. And after the 10 months was where we actually, you know, we're like, okay, now let's get a machine. And if I had to tell somebody how to start your own company, I'd say it starts with an attitude of like, there's going to be problems, going to forge through it. And
is that where you get the name Forge? You gotta, what is the meaning behind the name? Is that part of the reason?
After the banks said, no, we're not going to give you money, we changed, that's when Forge kind of came. It was like, look, you know, we're going to do this as, like, it's kind of an attitude, and kind of like, whenever you want to do a new project, there's the first step, and that takes a lot of courage, and if it's going to take some dudes like us to kind of push you forward, you know, let's forge forward. Would
that be advice that you would give to entrepreneurs? And I know you see a lot coming through your office. I know you work with them, Adam, is to forge ahead. It isn't going to be easy. You're going to meet a lot of roadblocks. I mean, going to a bank and say, hey, I got a 3D printer, I want to start a business with it. And they're like, what is 3D printing? And no.
Right, yeah.
Just keep trying, right? Is that the advice?
It takes a lot of dedication and it takes a lot of hard work. Probably the hardest part of doing a business or starting a business is all the other things that come with what you started the business to do. So the people who are really able to take on all those tasks and challenges really succeed.
And I remember you saying something when we were talking to you and doing this interview. It's that the fun part, the easy part is doing your job. It's all the other stuff, all the office managerial work and scheduling and all that other stuff that now is kind of takes center stage. But what would you say to people who ultimately want to begin their business? Is there something that you've learned that you would say, make sure you do this, and it could be a mindset, and then there's something that you would say don't do? I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot with that question.
I think probably one of the best pieces of advice you can have when starting a business is find a partner. All those things that are difficult when you're doing them, all the things that come along with starting a business are even harder when you're on your own. If you have somebody that has a like mindset and you can rely on them and they can rely on you for certain things, it helps a lot.
And you're having fun. I like the get-ups that you
had. We're bringing it back.
Yeah. Is this something that you had at One Spark, which was a big deal for you guys, right? You finished fourth in technology, and that kind of sparked your start of sorts.
It was great to have the support. This is kind of our marketing budget, you know.
So it'll grow from there. You know? It'll grow from there. And then where do you guys ultimately hope to go with this? Do you want to expand? I mean, are you happy with what you're doing with local manufacturing, or do you want to see bigger and better things? Like, where do you envision what you want to do?
Well, I'd like to expand our Jacksonville location and, you know, provide summer camps, and then, you know, and of course there's always more machines coming out, you know, and I kind of want to get them all, you know. So
Yeah.
it's just expansion locally right now is my goal.
Just have the guts and do it, right? Just try it, have fun, see where it goes.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Best of luck to Forge. It was fun going to see the 3D printer and to know it's like right here in our backyard. So
Yeah.
cool. Good luck to you
Downtown.
guys.
Thanks, Casey.
All right, we'll be right back right after this short commercial break. Stay with us, everybody.
Tonight on Blind Spot.
FCL